Well, today we've tried to, and we have succeeded, in having the largest history lesson, but using living history, in other words, using actors depicting historic characters. And we've managed to tell the story of Hatfield House from its inception, from its very early days when Queen Elizabeth was here as a young girl, right the way through to the current Marquess of Salisbury, who appeared with 3 dogs in order to round off the current history of Hatfield House.
A big thank you for coming here today, because as you have heard, this year is the 400th anniversary of the finishing of the building of Hatfield House.
We do lots of things for adults, but we haven't done a great deal for children. So we thought, what better way to celebrate 400 years than to have a world record attempt which all the children have a certificate, and when they leave they are world record holders. What a wonderful day for them.
So living history as a way of educating children in the past, I've always considered to be a very important way of getting them excited by it. And that's why, goodness, it was 10 years ago now, we started doing the Living History project here, teaching children about the Tudor history. Myself and Sue Jessup, who was and still is the administrator here at Hatfield House, we devised this project, and then I've worked very closely with David Kirby Ashmore on developing it, and we've gone from the Tudors and now have a Victorian living history project as well.
Because the house is 400 years old and it is absolutely stocked with history and art and sculpture and the like, it seemed natural affinity and natural progression out of that to have history as a subject for a world record attempt.
They get a chance to meet King Henry and various members of the Tudor court and find out of the important role that Hatfield House played in Tudor history. And yes, and all of them have gone away with this increased knowledge, not just by reading about it, not just by being told about it in the classroom, but actually hearing about it from King Henry himself. So it's a wonderful way of them getting something that they can then really remember.
Not everybody's going to have an interest in history. But when it's something that's very so you can touch and feel the history and the lesson with so much going on, then if that activates an interest within those who have a doubt about whether history is their subject, and they therefore return to Hatfield House, learn about our history and therefore the history of the wider sort of the town, the county, and indeed the country, I can't think that'd be anything but good. That must be good news.
Living history has played a large part of my life. I've been an actor for many years, and as I say, I've been an historian as well. And combining the two seemed like an obvious way of being able to make the best of the things that I'm fascinated in, the things that I love doing. And of course, educating children, again, is something that I consider is immensely important. And if one can use one's abilities to do that, then it's worthwhile and it is great fun. It really is. When you're looking forward to the future, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on where you came from.
A number of the actors we work very closely with on both our Living History programme and our Elizabethan banquets, which take place and have done for many, many years within the house. And they kindly volunteered to come along and be part of the world record attempt themselves. So we're very lucky and very blessed to have them as part of our team.
As someday it may happen that a victim must be found, I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground and who never would be missed, There's apologetic statesmen of a compromising kind, such as what you call him, Thingamy-Bob, and likewise never mind. And tut-tut-tut, and what's his name, and also you know who. The task of filling up the blanks I'd rather leave to you. But it really doesn't matter who you put upon the list. They'll none of them be missed. They'll none of them be missed.
Well, it is a joy. One, I've got the joy still of performing. I'm very much doing that, although it may be performing in a small scale. But also the fact that I'm seeing immediate feedback that the music that I'm doing, they're enjoying my singing and performing, and also I realise that I'm doing something good. We are sowing some real seeds for the future, musical and historical seeds, in a way that children learn well. They're not jumping through hoops and trying to pass a test somewhere, they're just absorbing it, and they'll remember things that they don't know they've learned, basically. And I think it's just a joy to see their faces when they are scared to go and see His Majesty King Henry, because we built him up as a character and they have immersed themselves in that reality. It's a joy to do.
I can recall that when we started this 10 years ago, teachers were coming in that obviously they knew certain things about the Tudor period, and there's a lot of misconceptions. A lot of these have our knowledge of Tudor history has improved over the last 10 years. And some of the things that I was saying 10 years ago, I'm now finding teachers are clearly teaching to their children because they're then saying things back to me. So yes, we really have played a part in improving, we believe, the understanding of the Tudor period.
It's been wonderful. There have been something just short of 1,200 children today sat out there who, despite a downpour during Queen Victoria's speech, sat pretty still, it has to be said. They did very well and have listened, and many of them still coming to shake our hands afterwards and remembering bits and pieces that we said to them, so that's nice, it came back.
Today it's a great party, really, and it's a real celebration of the sort of thing that we can do with living history, yes.
And the atmosphere is fantastic. It's just, 1,200 children running around, smiles on their faces, happy day, Friday afternoon, despite the weather. It doesn't get much better, does it?
So all that remains for me to do now is to call onto the stage our adjudicator to see if we have indeed succeeded in delivering the biggest history lesson.
I'm from Guinness World Records, and I'm actually here to say something very special to you. It's well done, because you're now officially all Guinness World Records holders. And there are 1,198 of you here today, so I'd like to pass this certificate over, which is really for all of you.